Morning, sweethearts. How are you doing? Let's talk about Gaia, guys. There's a lot of distortion, a lot of misconceptions out there. So let's talk about Gaia. For those of you who have not been with me on my entire journey, Gaia's consciousness was resurrected or walked in to this vessel on April 24th, 2014, at 5:44 p.m. on Mountain Standard Time, or Mountain Daylight Time, whichever one you want to call it, on a Skype recording that I was on, and who I was speaking with had recorded it. So let's talk about Gaia. First off, Gaia has never had a vehicle to ever express in. Good morning, Ellen. Good morning, Kent. Good morning, Angela. Good morning, Michelle. And with this ascension, it was necessary for her to be given a voice, as she is a living entity. She is a living soul. She is a living consciousness. Now, an aspect and a level and part of your journey is coming to the realization that you murdered her, that you have hurt her, that you have raped her, that you have destroyed her. For those of you who are just awakening, just coming into this space of, oh my God, look what I have done to Gaia. Sweethearts, it is most necessary and most important for you to forgive yourself. The whole process of ascension, which is a planetary event, in the process of awakening, which is the soul's journey, is to come to the understanding of what selfless love is. Gaia is the most selfless consciousness there is. She has extended her grace. She has extended her mercy to each of you. She has no limits and no boundaries to her love, nor her forgiveness. Everything in the physical world, murders, rapes, pedophilia, sexual abuse, physical abuse, any kind of abuse, was put here for your soul's lessons. Each one of you, when you come to the understanding that everything is energy, you come to understand that Gaia is Mother God, that Gaia is the Holy Spirit, that all life comes from her. It does not come from the Father. Eve did not come from Adam's rib, sweethearts. It's a parable and it's an allegory. All life comes from the womb, and the womb is the void. The womb is darkness. And that is where your glory is in the womb, in the void, in that space of neutrality, that space of 0 point. On your journeys, each of you go through a space of saving the world, of having to save the world, of having to save humanity, of having to save Gaia. Sweethearts, I'm here to tell you that Gaia does not need saving. It's humanity that needs saving. Humanity has lost its humanity. Gaia hasn't lost her humanity. Gaia will never judge you. Gaia will never hurt you. Gaia will never harm you. Because Gaia is the very essence of selfless love. It is you who beat yourselves up. Yes, you have destroyed her. Yes, you have corrupted her. Yes, you have done this. What you see in the physical world, you, individually, each one of you, have done this to her. But by doing it to her, you have done it to yourselves. You want to judge the rapists. You want to judge the Anunnaki. You want to judge the Illuminati. You want to judge the Cabal. Look in the mirror, sweethearts. Because it's not Gaia who judges you. It is you who judge you. It is you who judge each other. It is you who put fear out. It is you who put prejudice out. It is you who put racism out. And it is only you who can forgive yourselves. Why do you judge it? That's the key, sweethearts. Why do you judge it? And when you can answer that for yourself, you can understand that it really truly is only you that you're not forgiving. It's only you destroying you. You all want to talk about oneness. You all want to talk about unity, but not a very, very few of you walk it. You guys can preach it, but very few of you walk your talk. It's more important to go out there and let your ego run the show. I have to get myself out there. I have to get my word out. I have to save the world. I have to get these people to wake up. No. You are not here to save the world. The world is already saved. You guys just, because you guys can't get out of your ego minds. You can't get out of your thought processes. You can't get out of your conceptual ideas. You can't release your beliefs. You go on social media and you share these pretty pictures. And you sit there and you preach about one love. We are one. Not a goddamn one of you guys know what we are one means. Because if you guys truly understood what we are one and what unity is, you would understand that everything is energy. Spirit will never come to you and tell you to put yourself out there, because Spirit don't need the acknowledgement. Spirit don't need the followers. Spirit don't need the likes. Do you know how many of you I observe from a higher realm? You know how many of you send me links to watch your videos? So you get the likes, so you get the followers. Observe your intent, sweet ones. Because maybe you can't see your transparency, but I do. I see right through every single one of you. I am Sophia Gaia. I am the wisdom, I am the spirit, and I am the form. And you know what? You don't hear me going out there and preaching it. Because I don't need the acknowledgement. I don't need the saving grace. I already have it. I don't need to be saved. I already am. So, is Linda talking to you? No, Gaia's talking to you. In not one moment have you not been given mercy. Sin, all sin is a conceptual belief. All sin is spirit intercepted by noise. The noise of your thoughts, the noise of your beliefs, the noise of your ideas. So, sweet ones, if you are in a space, and many of you have been there, and many that are awakening are coming into it. If you are in a space of coming into the awareness of all that you have done to your planet, love yourself through it. Forgive yourself. Because I can tell you, I already have. Again, I'm speaking as Gaia. Your perception and how you view the outside physical world is showing you spaces within yourself that you lack love. Observe your intentions, sweethearts, because it's your intentions that keep her and you in the spaces that you're in of unforgiveness, of racism, of prejudicism, of just judgment. But let's take it a little bit further, shall we? Let's examine your judgments. Because for most of you, it's really easy, because it's ingrained, to see the judgment outside of you. And it's very easy for many of you now that have raised their frequency to even see some judgment of yourself. However, it's the little things, it's those beliefs that hold the most judgment. It's those beliefs that you have to release the attachments and cords to. Many of you share quotes from Rumi, from Osho, from this, from that. And yet, you truly don't have an understanding of what you are sharing, because you see it through the literal mind. You see it through the physical eyes and not this eye. And you certainly don't see it through here. Am I being harsh? That's your perception. Have you ever heard the saying, a mother's love and a father's fury? A father's fury and a mother's love? Take a look outside, sweethearts, because there you go. You want to talk about Armageddon. You want to talk about Judgment Day and how God's going to judge you. Take a look outside, sweethearts. God judges you every day through you. You want to talk about manipulation. You want to talk about mind manipulation. You want to talk about mind control. Take a good look in the mirror, sweethearts. Because until you change yourself, you will not change the perception of your outside world. Your outside world, how you see it, is because that's how you are within. You want to preach about love. You want to spread love and light. Then understand what it is, sweethearts. Because the majority of you are still in that false light matrices. Sitting there preaching, we are all one. But yet you go on live videos and you sit there and say the 3D world don't matter. I'm going to live in 5D. I'm not going to deal with my BS in the 3D world. Sorry, it don't work that way. You want to go on live videos. You want to go on social media. And you want to share your videos and invite people to your videos. All you're doing is trying to force your belief, your perception onto humanity. They don't need it, and neither do I. Because you know what? I'm already golden. I'm already saved. I'm already a son. You guys just can't see it because you guys are still trapped in your minds. You're still trapped in your thoughts. You're still trapped in your ideas, and you're still trapped in your beliefs. Gaia, the planet Earth, is paradise. She's been returned to paradise. She has been returned to her glory. She is golden. And if you can't see that, then look in the mirror. Because it's no one outside of you. It does not matter if you're a high priestess from a past life. It does not matter if you're a high priest. It don't matter if you're an ascended master or an archangel. None of it matters. And as long as it matters to you, you have an attachment. The greatest love story there is, sweet ones, is yourself. And until you can come into that space of being the ultimate love story, you will always try to save the world. You will always be convinced that Gaia needs saving. You are not here to save anyone. You are not here to teach anyone. You are not here to feed your ego and put yourself out there or to get, you know how many people I hear, ooh, I got 4,000 likes on my video. Really, guys? Let's stroke your ego some more. Let's keep you trapped in the very things that you preach to release. Do you understand what unselfish love is? You preach unconditional love. Go read my post I shared last night that I wrote 4 years ago. Because it certainly explains the difference between unconditional love and selfish love. Because truly, you guys, the human mind does not know what selflessness is. The human mind, the human form, the human aspect of each of you do not understand what unconditional means. What unselfish means. And on your journeys, you go through layers, you go through levels to transcend your beliefs, to transcend your thoughts, to transcend your mind. And yet, through it all, you keep yourself separated. Because I have to do this. Spirit don't have to do anything. Gaia don't have to do anything. The only thing you have to do in human form is to love selflessly. Because when you get into a space of unselfish love rather than unconditional love, and if you truly want to understand it and you need the tangible proof, sweethearts, go check out the book, The Lost Teachings of Atlantis, The Law of One. Because oneness isn't coming together and sharing videos. Oneness isn't coming together so you can boost your likes or you can boost your followers. All that is creating more separation because your intent is to stroke your egos. The only thing Spirit will ever tell you to do is to hear it, is to listen to it. Spirit don't tell you to go save the world. Spirit don't tell you to get out there and teach. Spirit don't tell you to go stroke your egos because you have to get yourself out there. No, that's your ego. Gaia does not need saving, sweethearts. You do. So many of you sit there and you try to walk others' journeys. You try to tell them that To be real, you have to be this way. Do you understand what real is? Real. Let's dissect it. R-A, Ra, God. E-L, the Hebrew version of God. You want to be God? You want to act like God? Then go within. Detach from this physical outside world. Detach from the need to stroke your egos. Detach from the need that you have to put a video out there. You have to have 3,000 likes. That you have to do this. You have to do that. Because Spirit does not tell you you have to do anything. Observe thyself to know thyself, to trust thyself. Am I saying this mean? Not at all. But very few of you can actually truly step back and observe yourself. Very few of you can truly see beyond the physical world. Because so many of you are still out there. Well, I'm in human form and the only thing that matters is right now on this physical earth. Sorry, sweethearts. Because in 6 months, you're not in linear time. In 6 months, you're not going to be in physical form. You're going to be in light body form. Or you're going to be in physical form on another Earth-like planet. The whole purpose of awakening, of ascending your soul, is to crystalline your spirit, which is formless. It is your very breath. You want to be on new earth? You want to go into the 5th dimension? Start observing thyself. Start observing the need. Every need, sweet ones. The need to have to save the world. The need to have to prove you're right. The need to save Gaia. The need to prove anything. Because the only thing you're doing is trying to prove yourself to yourself. Every person outside of you that you observe, that you see, I don't care if it is your lover, your spouse, your child, the postman, the grocery store clerk. Take their faces off and put yours on it and observe what they are showing you. You want to get out there and preach. You want to get out there and say, this is the way to do it. This is how you awaken. This is how you have to be genuine. This is how you have to act to be real. This is how you have to be authentic. Again, sweet ones, observe thyself. Because the only reason you need to do anything is to stroke your ego. You sit here and complain about lack, but you have a mentality that you have to have money to generate money. No. Observe thyself. You sit here and you bitch about being struggling, about not having enough, about this, about all the corruption in the world. And yet you refuse to observe the reflection. You want to bitch about Trump. You want to bitch about the dark. You want to bitch about the Illuminati. Take a good look in the mirror, sweet ones. What do you think this journey is about? You want to sit there and bitch and complain that I need saving. You want to bitch and moan and complain about this and about that. About all the horrors in the world. Who do you think created it, sweet ones? It certainly was not Gaia. Look in the mirror. You bitch about these rapists. You bitch about these murderers. Well, let me tell you something. You were Hitler. You murdered all those people. You were the the ones who blew up Lemuria. You were the ones who blew up Atlantis. Take responsibility, take ownership for it, and transcend it, transmute it, and forgive yourself and all others. There's almost 8 billion souls on this planet. But not all 8 billion of you are the original templates. You are fractals of it. You want to preach oneness. You want to preach, excuse me, you want to preach unity. Then take a good look at yourself and where you are not walking your talk. Because I can guarantee you, sweethearts, the majority of you out there that call yourselves light workers, way showers, and everything else are still in a false light matrix. Because the majority of the light workers in the past 4 years especially have gotten themselves into a space of I have to be light, I have to be love, but yet refuse to acknowledge their own shadows, their own darkness. You have these people out there that sit there and say the only thing that matters is the numbers 369. You don't even understand the numbers 369. Because if you understood the numbers 369, you would understand the Gaia was already saved. So you want to preach and you want to share your little projects. That's all well and good. Observe your intent. And I'm not saying the intent of your minds. I'm saying observe the unhidden, the unseen, the unknowable intent that you're not consciously aware of. You have a need for followers. You have a need for likes. You have a need for this, a need for that. Go ahead, keep stroking your egos. Because I can guarantee you, as long as you stroke your egos, you are keeping yourself bound to the 3D matrix, regardless of how high you think you have raised your frequency to. Sweethearts, you need to understand, and again, I encourage you all to go within and validate this. No, I'm not saying go look at another channel. I'm not saying go research. I'm saying for once, step away and go within. Gaia is heaven and Gaia is hell. You choose in every breath, in every moment, which frequency you want to be in. And those of you that have been on this journey, that have raised your frequency, that sit there and say we are still human, we're still in human form, then continue playing in that matrix. Because your journey is to crystalline your spirit, to crystalline your light body, to prepare you to ascend with the planet when she goes through the sun physically, which she has already done ethically. She don't need saved, sweet ones. Again, look in the mirror. If you are finding the need to do anything outside of yourself, observe your intent. Observe thyself. Because I do not need saved. I am. Sweet ones, when you reach a space where you truly can go into that space and feel the horror, feel the destruction, feel with your heart, feel with your mind. Then and only then will you truly understand spirit. Awakening is a singular journey. The 8 billion souls that live and exist on this planet right now, less than 1 billion have chosen to awaken and to ascend. Now, what about those other 7 billion? Oh, let me back up a second. Out of those less than 1 billion that have chosen to awaken and ascend, most of them are children. It certainly isn't you. The majority is children. And the other 7 billion, it's because they can't get out of their ego. They can't observe thyself. You all talk about the RV. You all talk about Nasara. You all talk about the prosperity packages. Not a one of you deserve them. Why do I say that? Because you can't get out of your egos. And yet every single one of you deserve them. See the polarity? See why it's neither a blessing or a curse? You have to embrace your dark in order to be the light, sweet ones. You have to allow yourselves to stop separating it into light, dark, good, bad, positive, negative, saved and not being saved, deserving and undeserving, worthy and unworthy. They are the same thing. And the only reason they are presented to you in a polarity is for you to forgive, for you to apply mercy, for you to release the attachments to the beliefs, to the abstract concepts. You want to blame the world? You want to sit there and say, shame on you? Take a good look in the mirror, sweet ones. You're not here to save Gaia. I am already saved. You are not here to wake up humanity. You are not here to put yourself out there. That is your ego. Because your spirit knows that everything in this outside world does not exist. It is a projection. It is a projection of the energies that you hold within your cellular memories. It is the projection of your thoughts, of your ideas, of your concepts, and not a one of them is the truth. The only thing that is true, and there's only one, and that is peace. So if you have to go out there and you have to sit there and say, this is what real compassion is about. This is what we're here to do. Keep stroking your egos and keep yourself trapped. You want to take the weight of the world on your shoulders? Feel free. Keep crucifying yourself. Keep sacrificing yourself. Because the second this planet physically goes through the sun, the 8 billion souls that you see outside of yourself will not be in physical form. So when you talk about we are one, the only thing we are one means is there's nothing outside of yourself. That every person you see outside of yourself, every person you talk to, every group chat you go in and share these stupid little pretty pictures with, saying you're trying to raise your frequency or trying to raise the frequency of the planets, Keep stroking your egos, sweet ones. Because really it comes down to intent. And you go into your little group chats and you sit there and say, we have to come together. We have to unify. Or you go on your live videos and you sit there and say, well, we have to invite all these people. We need all these followers. We need all these likes. Keep stroking your egos. Because the only person you're doing those videos for is yourself. You're not doing it for Gaia. You're doing it to stroke your ego. You're doing it to give yourself recognition. And Spirit don't need no recognition. Gaia don't need no recognition. Because Gaia is selfless love. She is unconditional love. And in every breath, she forgives every single one of you. Because she holds no judgment. Divine love has no judgment. Divine love has no opinion. Divine love has no ego. Divine love needs no recognition. Divine love needs no followers. Divine love needs no likes. And divine love certainly doesn't need to go out there and save the world because divine love already knows it is. So for those of you who continually message me, who continually add me to your group chats, who continually send me links to your videos, don't expect me to partake because I see through you. Because you see, I don't see you as form, I see you as energy. And I can read your energies like the back of my hand. So when you come to me and you message me and you tell me something, I can guarantee you, sweethearts, not a one of you, whether it's 1 or 8 billion of you, you will never hear me when I say this, please. You will never see me come to you. Because I don't need your guidance. I don't need your beliefs. I certainly don't need your energy. I'm all powerful. I gave birth to you, right? You're on my planet, right? So I don't need your light to raise my frequency. I can do it on my own, and I have done it on my own. You guys need your light to physically raise the density that you live in. Because love is given to each of you unselfishly, and unconditionally, and in every breath you take. So before you come to me, understand that if you're coming to me, if you're coming to this vessel, Linda, you're not coming to talk to Linda, you're coming to talk to Sophia Gaia. And I can guarantee you, you will never find me going to any one of you. And if I grace you in my presence, it's because you came to me. Because Spirit guided you, whether you are consciously aware or unconsciously aware of it. Spirit guided you, and you, human, felt the need to message me. Now, I will go one step further on that, sweet ones. When you message me and you come to me and I respond, understand this. Linda's not giving you an opinion. But Gaia is assisting you in whether or not you choose to accept that, whether you choose to embrace that, is on you. I can plant a seed. I cannot make you accept it and water it and nurture it. So for those of you who are just awakening, or for those of you who are coming into a space of look what I have done to Gaia good, I feel no remorse, but I will offer you love. I will hold space for you. Because it's when you can come into that space and feel that horror of what you have done, not only to Gaia, but to Atlantis and to Lemuria. When you can come into that space and you can own and take responsibility for the energy that you put out, because everything is energy. The only thing you see through your physical eyes, your physical senses, your physical touch, the only tangible stuff that you feel is form. It's energy, it is light condensed. Your tables can talk to you, just as the grass and the trees and the wind and the water. But yet you guys can't see that. You can go into your meditations, you can sit there and say, Om. You can connect to your spirit, you can connect to the archangels. And yet, you truly don't connect to your spirit. Why do I say that? Because you still label it channeling. Had you embraced fully your spirit, if you have totally surrendered to your spirit, you would understand that you never channel. Because to channel and to call yourself a channeler, to call yourself a medium, to call yourself clairvoyant, to call yourself an oracle, is to keep yourself in separation. Spirit don't need a label. Spirit doesn't need an identity. Spirit doesn't need anything. And when you fully surrender to your spirit, you will detach from the material world. You will detach from your human form. You will attach from your humanness. You will detach from the identity. You will detach from the need. You will detach. Period. That is the space you are in. That is what these energies are doing. They are flooding your physical vessel, what you call human, with light. And flooding it with light into condensed light, what you all label darkness. And when you put light into condensed light, it brings that condensed light apart to no longer be condensed. Now again, I will go back to what I have been saying for months, for years. You are crystallining your light body. You are not crystallining your flesh. The physical world that you see, that you smell, that you taste, that you touch is a hologram. It is a projection. It is a projection to help you release the dense light, which is called darkness, which is called shadows, which is called whatever you want to label it within your vessel. Your human body is condensed light. And to crystalline your light body, you have to let the density, the condensedness of that condensed light to become uncondensed. You have to release the form. You have to release the matter. You have to return it fully to light. 5D Earth, New Earth, is just that. It's new. It means that you are not going to take anything, any memory, any being outside of yourself with you. Because nothing in this outside world will turn into your light body. You came into this world naked, you will leave it naked. So go ahead, keep attaching, sweet ones. Keep attaching to your material things. Keep attaching to your thoughts. Keep attached to your beliefs. Keep attached to your ideas. Keep going out there and preaching. Keep going out there and getting the recognition that you need. Go ahead, keep stroking your egos. I encourage you to. Because I can guarantee you, you will not go on to my new earth. There is absolutely no room for any part of the 3D matrix on 5D earth. It is called New Earth for a reason. Everything is new. And when you turn fully into your light bodies and you go, and you are teleported and transported onto the new earth, because this earth is dead. You guys destroyed her. And when she goes through the sun, she turns into a star. New Earth is a new ship. It's a new starship that looks just like this one. That's what you are building. That's what you are creating. That's why it is necessary to live in your hearts, to live in your inner world, not to live in the outer world, not to focus on the outer world, because the outer world is disappearing, it's dissolving. Because the outer world you see with your physical eyes is part of a 3D matrix. Do you really understand what that means? It means, look at it like this. It means when you buy a computer has a motherboard. New Earth is a whole new motherboard. It's not wiping this motherboard clear. It's not deleting everything off of this motherboard that you see with your physical eyes. It means that you're no longer going to be in this motherboard. That's why you're crystalline in your light bodies. Again, ascension is a planetary event. Awakening is a singular journey. And as long as you have a need to participate and engage in the outside world, then that is an opportunity to go within. Because it is only when you reach the space to really truly feel the horror of what you have done to Gaia, it's really only then can you appreciate what selfless love is. And it's only then can you come to understand that everything is energy. That's right, Kent, it is, sweetheart. I love you. I love all of you. I'm grateful for all of you. I appreciate all the work you have done on yourselves. But sweethearts, understand this. You want New Earth? You want to exist in New Earth? Then deal with your bullshit that's being presented to you. And why do I use that language? Because it seems that's the only way humanity understands is to use filthy language. You guys sit here and you preach, we are one, but yet you go out there and you use every filthy word in the book and saying, I am God, I have a right. Well, if you are God, then you would understand that everything is a frequency, that everything is an energy. You would understand words are powerful and words are a promise to yourself. You would understand linguistics. So go ahead, you keep using that foul language, sweet ones. Free will choice. But understand, you mix foul language, you mix judgment, you mix opinion. All you're doing is stroking your ego. You're not being love. Because love understands that it is energy, frequency, and vibration. In the 5D grid, in the 5D new Earth, in the 5D new Earth starship, whatever you want to label it, it is pure. Do you understand what purity means? It is whole. Do you understand what whole means? It is complete. Do you understand what complete means? Do you understand what new means? Do you understand what returning to the purity of your innocent means? It means you are a master of your energy. It means that you have released everything that is not holy, that is not pure, that is not innocent in your energy and auric field, in your physical vessel, in your cellular DNA memory. And I can guarantee you, the word fuck has no existence on 5D. I can guarantee you, the word bitch, cunt, whatever label you want to use, has no room on 5D Earth. Again, sweet ones, observe thyself. You do not like something that you see in another light worker or another being outside of yourself that is showing you a space within you that you need to transcend. And it is only when you can truly, truly, truly go into the horrors and feel and be present and sit with the horror of what you have done, what you have created, will you be able to truly be able to understand what oneness and unity is. To understand the law of one, go within, because you will not understand it through another. You will not understand it through videos. You will not understand it through research. Oh, sure, there's lots of research out there, and I sit there and I observe many of you who continue to research, who continue to go out there and learn and learn and learn more. Why? In 6 months, you're going to be in a light body, and all that, every flipping memory you've had, in every single lifetime, anything that has had to do with an incarnation, a teaching, anything that has been created and done in this 3D matrix, you will not have one memory of it. So, who cares if you're a high priestess from Egypt? I don't. Who cares if you've gone through the mystery school teachings? I don't. The only person who cares is you, because it strokes your ego. It makes you feel important. It gives you recognition. Again, observe your intent, your conscious and unconscious intentions. You want to create and build new earth? You don't do it underground the earth. That's your ego. New earth is already created. You don't have to create anything in this physical world. You have to go within and raise your frequency, and then you will already exist on the new world. You will already exist on the new starship. Again, sweet ones, Gaia does not need saving. You do. And only you can save yourself. And the only reason you can save yourself, the only purpose of your incarnation here on earth right now, is to save yourself. Why do you think all of us keep telling you go within? Focus in here. Stay in here, not in this outside world. But we're still in human form. You're right. Because you haven't raised your frequency to fully crystalline your light body. I made a post March 17th saying my mission is done and that this vessel's mission is done. People look at me and say, but you're still here. Are you sure about that? Well, you're still in physical form. Are you sure it's not a hologram that you're projecting? Because I can guarantee you, and I have it written down in many, many journals from many different years, all leading to the same thing. I am very well aware of who and what I am, sweethearts. And I don't need you to stroke my ego. I don't need you to confirm it or to validate it. And yet each one of you still need that validation and that confirmation. Do you know how many of you message me? I get from 50 to 300 messages a day, if not more. Do you know how many of you come to me and tell me that I'm wrong? That I don't know what I'm talking about? And do you know how many of you that I turn around and say, observe thyself? Do you know how many of you that I sit there and I plant a seed and you guys reject it? The majority. So quit coming to me. If you are not going to do the inner work, if you are not going to set aside your egos, if you are not going to set aside your minds, don't come to me. Because again, I see through you. I don't see your forms. I see your energy. Don't send me links to your videos because you want followers. You want likes. Because you know what? Sorry, sweet ones. Your intentions are manipulative. And you will not be able to go onto New Earth as long as you hold any energy of the wrong intent and any energy that holds manipulation. Now I can go there and I can sit here and I can list over 100 of you by name. And will I? No, I will not. But understand this. As long as you participate in these group chats, as long as you sit there and participate, even, and I know there are many that continue to engage and participate in energy that they know is manipulative. As long as you engage, as long as you share, whether you resonate with these people's videos or not, but you want to be popular, you want to be part of the group, and you continue to share it, you are taking on that energy and you are owning it. And you are participating in, that is what you are creating for your new world. It's not the new 5D world, I can guarantee you. It is only when you can return yourself to the purity and the innocence of your spirit, not your soul, your spirit. Soul is form, spirit is formless. Will you be able to rise and maintain and participate and live on the 5D Earth matrix grid? Again, sweet ones, I encourage you to go within. I encourage you to detach from the humanness. I encourage you to detach from the material, physical world that you see and you participate in. And the only way to do that is to live within. To let your spirit guide your every breath. To guide you in what you eat, in how you talk, in how you walk, in the actions that you take. Because it's not for any other human being form outside of you. It is for you. How many times have I told you I don't do these videos for you? This one I'm doing for you. It's not for me. This one really is for you. But when my vessel Linda does her videos, it's not for you. She's hearing me. because she's just a vessel that I walked into. And trust me when I say this. Everything outside of you is a hologram. It is a projection of yourself. And if you are sitting there saying so-and-so is trying to mind manipulate me, guess what? You're the one mind manipulating yourself, and you're the one trying to mind manipulate the rest of them, and they are just you showing you to yourself. If you're out there saying somebody's trying to hurt me, somebody's doing this to me, take their face off and put your face on there and observe what Spirit is trying to show you that you can't see from within. If you are perceiving prejudicism, if you are perceiving and experiencing racism, hatred, anger, abuse, whatever you are experiencing and whatever people are in your presence, take their face off and put yours on there. There is nothing outside of you, regardless if this physical world says otherwise, sweet ones. Again, you are not here to awaken anybody. You are here to transcend your ego. And the majority of you continue to stroke it while preaching that you are of the light, that you are a light worker, that you are a way shower. No, you're a circus clown. Why do I say that? Because you can't see your own reflection. So you're just clowning around on this playground that you call Earth, having experiences, being given tests, being given initiations, giving you the chance to heal yourself. And most of you don't. Most of you keep projecting it out that, nope, it's not me. You know how many people tell me, nope, it's not me. This is strictly on him. I see myself. Well, obviously you don't, or you wouldn't be sitting here telling me a story. Because if you've seen yourself, it wouldn't be occurring in your presence. You would have neutralized and harmonized that energy, never to have that occur again. Again, before you go out there and you preach to everybody, and it's your duty to teach everybody, and it's your job to spread the word, examine thyself. Formless has no face. Formless has no identity. Formless has no label. There is no one outside of you. Every 8 billion soul on this earth right now is a fragment of yourself. Yourself. Not your physical vessel. Self. Self is one. And not a one of you understand what oneness means. Because if you did understand what oneness means, you would understand that 8 billion souls on this earth ship right now truly are you. You would understand that each one represents a mask that you have to release. I don't care if you're black, white, pink, purple, red, green. I don't care. But the 8 billion souls on this planet right now that are outside of you, outside of your vessel, are a mask that you wear that you have to go within to release. And if you can't see that, then you're not doing your inner work. Simple as that. You sit there and say the truth hurts. The truth only hurts because you can't see it within yourself and you choose not to. So again, sweethearts, I encourage you. Go within. Observe thyself, to know thyself, to trust thyself. I encourage you to go within if you have not felt the horror. If you have not sat there and surrendered to Gaia and say, I am so sorry. And I'm not saying, come to me. I'm a consciousness. I'm not a human. And no, I don't have to be human. So to all of those that keep telling me I have to be human, you just keep playing in that realm. Sorry. I'm not playing with you. Because I am not human. I am a consciousness in a vessel of expression. So if you light workers, way showers, whatever identity you want to give yourself, or false identity you want to give yourself, because it is all false, because spirit has no identity. So whatever label you guys want to describe yourselves as, if each and every single one of you have not been in a space for more than a couple hours, mind you, if you have not been in a space of truly feeling the horror of what you have done to Gaia, truly feeling how you have murdered her, truly feeling in here, not here, how you have raped her, then you have not allowed yourself to go within fully. Because it is only truly feeling into that horror of what you have truly done to her. Not just this lifetime. Every lifetime. From Lemuria to Atlantis to here. And for those of you who can only go back and associate yourself with the Egyptian timeline and are so hung up on your skin color that you have to be the most ancient because you have black skin, sorry, sweethearts, you're limiting yourself. You are keeping yourself bound. And you're not allowing yourself to pierce through the veils. We, Ben, absolutely. I/we. There is no separation. Everything is interconnected. And what that means, truly what that means, again, let's step back. 8 billion souls exist on this planet right now. We is you. Do I identify as Gaia? I don't identify as anything, Angela. I hold Gaia's consciousness. It walked into me on April 24th, 2014 at 5:44 Montana Standard Time, and it is recorded. Gaia is Mother Earth, that's right. And she's Mother God. And she is the Holy Spirit. Gaia is the masculine of God. Sophia is the feminine. There is no separation between form and formless. They are all one. So if you're still seeing, sweet ones, oh, David, I absolutely agree with you. I'm absolutely right there with you, sweetheart. David Chase has got it down. I've been observing him for months. David Chase has totally got it down. He understands that he's Gaia. He understands that he's form and formless. So, Angela, when you ask me, am I saying I'm Gaia? Absolutely. But David chases Gaia too, and so are you. You guys just haven't tapped into it. David has. David knows exactly who he is. David Chase absolutely knows who he is. And David Chase doesn't need the identity, and he's very well aware of that. So does Lobel Zimmerman. So does Centurion Jackson. I could name a bunch more. Those are the ones that came up on. Thank you, David. Oh, and by the way, David, I listen to my videos all the time. I reread my posts again. I'm speaking to myself. But it's only when you can really feel the horror that you can transcend it. That you can come to understand that there's nobody outside of you. That there's 8 billion souls outside of you are a mask for you to transcend and love back to love. So as long as you need that recognition, sweet ones, keep yourself trapped. Awakening is a singular journey. And everybody outside of you is playing a role for you. Embrace yourself, sweet ones. Because Gaia doesn't need saved. You do. And as long as you're still operating and identifying with a label of any kind, go within. Because Gaia is your inner child. Gaia is your form. And Sophia is the breath of that form. And you will come to understand the outside world is only a projection. That you are already saved, you are already golden, you are already complete, you are already whole. And that you don't need saved. And therefore, when you come to the understanding that you don't need saved, you just have to release the baggage that you carry in your memories. You will come to understand that you don't have to save the world. That you don't have to awaken the world. You come to understand that all that you are is only love. And love doesn't have an identity. Love doesn't have a face. Love doesn't have a name. It doesn't have a label. It is a consciousness. And you come to understand and understand and overstand that you are not human. That you do not have a consciousness in a human form. That you are a form in a consciousness. And that is how you are all interconnected. It's through energy and through a consciousness. Not the form. And not the human. And when you fully come into that understanding, you will step back and observe, like David said. That's why I'm thinking about getting off of Facebook. Because you don't need the recognition. Because you have become faceless. You have become formlessness. And you come to understand truly what being means. And you come to understand truly that the only thing exists is peace, neutrality, acceptance. And that is your journey. I love you, sweet ones. I am holding you in eternal peace, grace, glory, abundance, prosperity, and mercy. And I am here holding space for each of you. And I am loving you through it. Have a magical day. I love you. Bye-bye.